friends, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a Sizzling Summer Block Hop featuring the Not2Shabby shop design team. And today I've got a cute stamp set from Sunny Studio that I'll be using on my card featuring these beach babies. I'm going to be using these two images here with the little babies and their inner tubes. I thought this would be cute to create a scene with these two kids. I've already gone ahead and cut down a piece of white cardstock to do my stamping and coloring on. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the Copic coloring portion of today's video. And all of the colors that I am using, I always like to list them below the video here at the bottom so you can have them for reference. Some of you I know like to have that for reference. So I've listed all of the colors that I have, and I am just going to start with the skin and then color the skin, and then I just went on to just like different parts like the hair, obviously the little bathing suits and such. So while you're going to be watching the coloring, I wanted to go ahead and tell you a little bit about the blog hop here. It's actually kind of like a blog video hop, I guess you'd say. And the owner, Jamie of the Not2Shabby shop, thought it would be fun to do a fun summery blog hop using some summer stamp sets and get those ideas flowing for a cute summer theme. And, you know, I know a lot of kids are out of school right now, so I'm sure a lot of parents out there are having to come up with activities for your children for this summer. So, and hopefully if you're, you know, obviously you're watching this video, I imagine that you're a crafter. So I'm hoping that you're able to get some craft time this summer too while your kids are out of school. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on doing the coloring. There's no rhyme or reason with the color selection or anything like that. I just wanted to use some really bright and fun summery colors and make this a really cheery and bright card. So I wanted to tell you guys that during the video hop here, we are actually having some giveaways and prizes to be won. So all of the information that you need to know about this hop and about the prizes will be listed below the video here for you to look at. So be sure to look at the video description and make sure that you expand all of the information, because there's a little bit of just information that you need to know if you're wanting to be eligible to win the prizes. There's also going to be a coupon code for you guys to go ahead and shop over at the store with a little bit of a discount. So that is really kind of Jamie to do that. So, like I said, all of the details of the giveaways and the coupon code, all of that will be listed below in the description bar area. So, as I continue on to color these little children, I wanted to just, I guess, explain that I wish I was better at coloring hair. You know, overall, the images of the body and the faces and stuff like that, I'm okay with. But when it comes to hair, that is the hardest thing for me, obviously. But I make it, you know, to where if I don't feel like I guess the more realistic look of hair is not coming to where I want it to be, then I just go ahead and just fully color it in and just leave it as is. I don't want it to, you know, look like a hot mess. So, but eventually I would love to take some online Copic classes. And I know one of the more famous ones out there, or the more popular one that I know of, is from Kit and Clouder. And so if any of you guys that are watching my video today have taken those classes, please let me know in the comment section below, because I would love to know whether or not it is going to be, I don't want to say not worth it, because I definitely think it's worth it, but have any of you guys taken those classes before? I guess what I'm asking is it better to take a class in person to really get down the skill of Copic, or is it just as good to take it online? And I guess that's the question I'm actually asking after a roundabout going around it there. So let me know in the comment section below if you have taken any of those classes. Let me know whether or not it'd be a good investment for me to do. So I'm going on and continuing to add some color to these images. Again, just adding some shading where I think it would be, you know, the more would make more sense. Of course, Obviously, everybody is different whenever it comes to coloring. And, you know, obviously some people are more skilled than others, but I feel like I'm kind of in the middle. I don't think I'm a beginner, but I don't think I'm advanced by no means either. So I have learned actually quite a bit from other crafters, watching YouTube videos and just, you know, just other fellow crafters. And so that's where I feel like my skill level has come to, by watching other YouTubers and other card makers color. So I'm definitely a person that has to be, I watch first and then I'm hands-on, because I just learn better that way. So I think that these two images turned out really great, and the colors really, you know, make this card pop. So I wonder if any of you guys have these kiddos, if you have some of these children are going to the beach or anything like that. Are you enjoying the beach time with your children? Are you going on family vacations? Anything like that? I'd love to hear from you guys and connect with you guys and see how your summer is going. So let me know in the comment section below also on that. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the coloring portion of the umbrella here. I wanted to do something a little bit different with this umbrella. Usually I gravitate towards doing like rainbow colors because it's just, I don't know, it just screams, you know, doing rainbow. But I decided to go ahead and do something a little bit different and add just one color on 3 sections in the middle, and then add a little bit of blue toward the ends. And it really does go well with the little girl's bathing suit as well as the little boy's inner tube there. And it kind of brings that out. So I am going to add a little bit of depth and dimension with, you know, some shading. Sometimes I have to add color by touching both of my markers. That's what I'm doing here, is touching marker to marker to get the shading and the blending that I want, which, you know, again, I've learned through other card makers and other YouTubers, and it's a great way to get, you know, the blends that you want. If you don't have the middle shade or the blending shade that you in your little color arsenal, if you will. So I'm going to finish this up here, and then I'm going to take the coordinating dies and add these to my images and die cut them off camera. Very simple to do. And then we're going to go ahead and start with the rest of the card. I went ahead and die cut some circles off camera, and now we're going to add some color to those die cuts. So I've taken a few colors of my Distress Oxide inks, and I'm going to kind of create my little water portion of my scene here. And I just love these Distress Oxide inks. I've mentioned it in numerous videos of mine. They just blend so well. They're very forgiving if you've never used Distress inks before. And excuse me, the formulation of these Distress Oxides just make it that much easier to blend the two colors together, or whatever colors that you're using. It makes it easier to blend together, especially if they're, you know, if they're meant to be blended together. It makes it a lot easier to do that. So I have got my main water portion there. Now I've got a second piece of cardstock that I'm going to add some color to. I didn't originally add additional color to this sponge applicator because I wanted a little bit lighter application of the blue. I wanted a lighter blue to be in the middle of my little scene here. You'll see what I'm meaning here in just a moment. But I did go ahead and add just a smidge more color just to get me, you know, because I didn't have enough ink, I guess you'd say, to get all of the sponging onto this one piece here. So now I'm going to add some water to these pieces, add a little bit of texture with those water spots. And at first I just went ahead and directly sprayed from my spray bottle. But then I decided to go ahead and just spray the water in my fingers and add it that way. And, you know, it turned out just fine. I actually wanted a little bit more depth with the water spots, but you know, it's okay. It's water. So, so now we're going to go ahead and add, or create my little sky scene. And for that, I'm going to add the abandoned coral and squeezed lemonade inks, inks together. I'm going to sponge those onto this piece here. And what I was going for is a sunset kind of look. And I absolutely love these two colors together, especially whenever you blend them, because it creates a peachy pink tinge in the middle, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And whenever this whole scene came together, it just really makes you feel like you're there with these children floating in the water, you know, as the sun's going down. It's really, really a fun scene that came together here. So I'm going to continue on to add my ink here, and I decided to go ahead and after kind of placing down my other die cut pieces, I needed to add that abandoned coral all the way down the circle, because it was just leaving a little bit white gaps that I didn't need to be seen on my card here. So the Kraft Card stock piece that you see there it's going to represent obviously sand. If y'all didn't guess that before, it's going to represent a little bit of sand. So I'm going to add this to my die cut piece here. And I didn't know exactly how thick or thin I needed my piece. So that's why it looks kind of funny now, because eventually I'm going to obviously trim around the excess there, and it will look a lot better and it will make a lot more sense. So I'm just going to continue to add my pieces with my tape runner here. I love this little mini tape runner. I actually showed it in a haul not that long ago, and I really do love, because I don't use tape runner all that much. I think I use liquid adhesive more now than I used to, but every great once in a while I still like to have a tape runner for, you know, for instances. And today, you know, I thought it was just fine to use it in today's card, because I really did play with the placement of my images long before I adhered them. So that's why I was a little bit more confident as to where my pieces were going to be. So that's why I used the tape runner. So I'm going to add my main water piece, and then you will see that lighter water piece in the middle there, and it really does bring all that scene together. And then now I'm going to add my little kids to my scene, and I really did play with the placement of these children for a long time. I mean a long time. I had to actually edit this video down quite a bit for it to make sense and for it to not to get too boring for you guys. But that's just the overall, you know, way that card making happens sometimes. I wish it was just as easy as it looks as far as how things come together and quickly they come together in videos as it was in real life. But I tell you guys, it's not. So that's why the power of editing really does make it look like we, you know, kind of planned it. And sometimes I do have a plan when I'm card making. I'm actually going to eventually make a video showing you guys my process. I guess if you could say I have a process, because I've had several of you ask me how I come to a design on my card, and so I thought I would dedicate a video to that at some point. So but for now, I'm just going to play around with my pieces and see how I like them to land. So now I'm going to add my sentiment to my die cut piece here. I'm going to add the sentiment to my Misty, because obviously I worked on it quite a bit of time here at this point, and I don't want to mess anything up. And so that's why I want the security of the Misty to be in play here. Adding some black ink to this, and because I really do want that contrast of that sentiment to really pop off that die cut piece, or this whole main piece here. Now I'm going to add my pieces to my white card base. This is just your typical A2 sized white card base. I had to cut it down just a little bit because I didn't get it as even as I thought I had whenever I initially cut this down. So I went ahead and scored that at the top to create a top fold A2 size card. Now I'm going to add this pattern paper that I had left over from a previous project, and it actually got a little bit of a water stain on it, but it won't really matter because I'm going to cover this up with my die cut piece here. And I really do think this pattern paper really adds to the overall look of this whole entire card, and I just think it's so much fun. So for final embellishment and accent to the card, I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer to the water, to the inner tube, and I think I did it to a little bit of the umbrella too. So thank you guys so much for watching and joining us for this Sizzling Summer Blog Hop. Be sure to visit all the other card makers and designers in our hop today, and be sure to read all of the description bar area for your chance to win some prizes, and also get a little bit of a discount if you go over to the Not2Shabby shop to pick you up some summer goodies too. So thank you guys so much for watching again. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next video.